Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Spider-Man 2099 Exodus Issue 2. This is a miniseries from Marvel Comics in 2022, written by Steve Orlando, art by Marco Castiello, colors by Antonio Fabela, letters by VC's Joe Caramagna, cover by Ryan Stegman, JP Mayer, and Marte Gracia, associate editor Danny Kazem, edited by Mark Panacea. So the first page is Spider-Man standing next to a car that Ghost Rider gave him, and he's talking to somebody off screen. And then we jump into a totally different story. We find Loki wandering the wastelands of Middle America, where he comes across a Valkyrie fighting a bunch of vultures, as in the Spider-Man bad guys, not literal vultures, the animals. That'd be kind of lame. So Loki wanders into the fray and helps her out, and we learn that Asgard was attacked by Alchemax using their phony Asgardian clones that didn't really work out, and she harbors a dark secret as to how she survived the events of Asgard. Then they go to the Celestial Garden, which we yet again see for like a minute, and it looks like just a woodland. Then they go up to Asgard and fight a giant snake, and bad things happen, but there's new Asgardians that are just these like homeless guys that were living outside the habitable lands. And then we get back to Spider-Man for like 2 panels as he's talking to the new head of Asgard. That was an okay story if it was a one-shot tie-in, but much like the last issue, this seems to have nothing to do with the main story of the Celestial Garden. It's used as a plot device to kind of drive forward the new Asgard thing, but otherwise it's a tie-in book. This isn't part of a miniseries. And Spider-Man is the title character, but he's in it for literally about 5 panels. The Loki story, it was okay. Valkyrie was kind of annoying, bit of a Mary Sue, and Loki was kind of a Gary Sue for that matter, but at least his story had a point, but he's not even really the focus of the story. The Valkyrie is. So it says Loki on the cover, and he is in here, but he's really just the regular Loki, not Loki 2099. And the Valkyrie has this kind of goofy superpower that's kind of gross with her arm. It's kind of dumb. And she's the real focus of the story. It's got nothing to do with Spider-Man at all, and it barely touches on the Celestial Garden thing. I still don't really understand the point of the Celestial Garden other than a plot device for a bunch of one-shots that are disguised as a miniseries. The cover's decent Ryan Stegman art, not my favorite. I think Valkyrie's face looks a little weird and distorted, and Spider-Man looks good in the handful of panels he's in. I didn't really have a problem with the interior art. The artist needs to work a little bit on 5 o'clock shadow, but otherwise the art was fine. I didn't really have a problem with that, but the story was just tangential to what I thought was the main storyline, which was not being a bunch of one-shots and involving Spider-Man. This deception crap is tiresome, and at $4 a book, it really wasn't worth it because I didn't sign on for a Valkyrie story or a Loki story. I signed on for a Spider-Man story. So another waste of $4. I'm not buying any more of these issues outside of a dollar bin. This is ridiculous waste of money. So don't bother. Paper quality's trash like usual. It's real cheap. And the story, while interesting in some degree, had nothing to do with Spider-Man, much less whatever story they're trying to convey with him. There was no real exodus here. There's some people that moved around a little bit, but not an exodus. And this was just a giant distraction to bait and switch you into buying something that was clearly not a Spider-Man book. Spider-Man 2099 is in it for 4 to 5 panels. That's it. And I'm not giving you any more money. So if this is going to become a Spider-Man story at some point, that'd be nice, but I don't think so. They've already tricked me with 2 one-shots. The Alpha book was really good, and this one was decently written, but it's not a Spider-Man story. The book says Spider-Man 2099. If they had called it 2099 Exodus, that would have been a lot less misleading, and I'd be a little bit more forgiving, but the fact this is just seemingly a bunch of one-shots is a waste of my time and money. So no more. I'm done with this miniseries. I'm out. And Marvel is just trying to trick us into giving them more money based off of the nostalgia for 2099. And it's a real shame too, because Alpha started out really well, and these one-shots have been at best tangential to the main plot that was set up in that book. So I'm not going to give them any more money. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.